Hey, welcome to the Dre Way. I want you to know I was trying to watch the cabinet meeting. I was trying to watch Trump's cabinet meeting. I just can't do it. It's just such ridiculousness. It doesn't even look like adults are at the table. It's just spewing nonsense. And yeah, I said I can't do this. I got to go ahead and do the show. So, welcome to the Dre Way. I'm Drayton Nay. I am your host. Yes, you're going to usually hear me rant and, complain about a few things. And it's only because this administration's horrible and we're going to talk about it next. So just know on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Let's get going, everybody. Let's go. Welcome to the Dre Way, everybody. Look, what's going on right now is that we have a very corrupt government. Corrupt in that, there's only one person there's evidence of voter fraud. Jack Smith has evidence of voter fraud on Donald Trump. Lots of evidence of voter fraud on Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, he would like nothing more than present all his evidence in front of a judge. He would love to do that. But in a rant last night, Obama was talking about Trump was talking about Obama, Biden, that they cheated in the election, and that's why he lost in 2020. Get this through your head. It has been studied. It has been looked at. Trump, you got crushed in the 2020 election. You got whipped by millions and millions and millions of votes. And so now you know what Trump is doing. He's literally sending the FBI down to Georgia. Down to Georgia. State elections are state elections. The government needs to stay the hell out of state elections. But they're down there confiscating machines from 2020. Hey, everybody, it's 2026. Are you kidding me? What are we doing in this country? How pathetic are we that we're looking back at 2020 because some fat, old, stupid guy can't get it through his head that he lost an election and lost badly. And can't get it through his head that the two elections he won against women and won by this much. Had he been running against an old white guy like Biden, he would have got beaten again. That was the Democrats trying to do the right thing. That was Democrats going, these are really qualified women. And you got a lot of white women going, I'm not voting for her. I don't like her. Every time the Democrats put up a woman, white women find an excuse not to like her. Black women know exactly what to do. White women are like, well, I don't like her. She's not perfect. She's not, but I'll vote for the guy that cheated on his wife, the guy that, went bankrupt 6 times, the guy that admits to groping women. I'll vote for him. Yeah. But it should set off a 5-alarm fire thing that we have the FBI, which has no business being down there in Georgia, getting voter rolls. You want to talk about voter fraud? You want to talk about voter interference? It's going on right now. And the thing you need to understand is Donald Trump is going to do whatever he can. And I mean whatever he can to affect this election, because they just had an election up in Minnesota. They just had one on Tuesday. The Democrat got 95% of the vote. 95. The Republican got 5%. 5%. That kind of tells you where we're going with the midterms. Everyone knows that in the midterms, Republicans are going to absolutely get wiped out because Republicans have been worthless. Why would you put Republicans in the House and Senate when they don't do anything? They just sit there and whatever you want, Mr. Trump, they're listening to an 80-year-old that poops a diaper. Yeah, he poops in a diaper, and that's who they're listening to. The 80-year-old man that poops in a diaper. Yeah, that's who they're listening to. So as a voter, why on earth would I want to vote for Republicans? Why would I want to do that? You know, because you don't do anything, because you just sit there and go, whatever Donald Trump wants, whatever he says, whatever he wants. So you totally abdicate your position and what you're supposed to do. So get lost. Since you can't do your job, go home. And some of them are doing exactly that. Some of them are just quitting and going home. Yeah, go ahead and quit, because you're not doing anything. You're not serving any purpose. And why on earth are senators and the House members sitting around while Donald Trump sends the FBI into Georgia to get the voter rolls? What are we doing here? Once again, there's only one person that there's tons of evidence for voter fraud and voter interference. That's Donald Trump. And he's doing it again. And everybody is just standing around going, well, he sent in the FBI and they're grabbing machines in Georgia. What do you mean they're grabbing machines? What are you talking about? The federal government isn't supposed to have anything to do with state elections. So there's only one reason that you are, and that is because you want to commit crimes. There's no other reason. There's no other reason to be down there, because you want to commit crimes. You want to cheat in elections. You want to get voter fraud fully involved in this election. And does Trump seem scared? No. Because here Jack Smith has all this evidence of Trump and voter interference and fraud, but he's not able to do anything, and Trump knows that. He's not able to do a thing, and Trump knows he's not able to do anything. So here we sit. Here we sit with a president that's now going to interfere with the elections, and we know this is coming. But let me clue you in on something. Donald Trump and the Republicans are going to get eliminated in this election. This midterm election, they could lose 30, 40 seats in the House. And the Senate is probably going to flip, because Republicans have shown they don't do anything. They get into the House, they get into the Senate. The House has only been in session, what, 12, 14 days since August? Since August, they've been working 3 weeks. It's that bad. It's that crazy. It's that ridiculous. And I can tell you what now, right now, the American people have had enough. The American people have seen this, and hopefully they're going to remember this, because they always seem to forget. Democrats come in and fix stuff, and Republicans say, oh, we could do it faster. And people seem to forget and go, oh, maybe Republicans could do it faster. And we put them back in charge, and we go through all of this again. We go through all this crime and corruption and everything else. But this crime and corruption this time is going to devastate the country. Gold and silver is flying for a reason. This administration is spending crazily. They have no plans for an economy, and everything is going to crash because Republicans have no plan. Tariffs? Yeah, great plan. That's just taxing the American people even more. American people are at their end. They can't afford a dumb president that shits in a diaper like this guy. Let me know what you think. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Drayway. Yep, it's coming up next. You're never going to guess. You're never going to guess. They have given ICE new orders. Yes, ICE has new orders. Do your job. Yeah. Focus on finding immigrants that are criminals. Yeah, just do that. Yeah, don't shoot demonstrators anymore. Don't spray pepper spray in their face. Don't knock women to the ground. Don't be abusive and hurt people. Instead, do your job. I know, breaking news, right? But I'm not joking. That's literally what they had to tell the agents. Yeah, leave the demonstrators alone and go do your job. I'm not joking. They literally had to be told, leave the demonstrators alone and do your job. How crazy is that? How insane is it that we have to remind them not to harm U.S. citizens that are simply demonstrating? And if you don't like the way they're demonstrating, who cares? Go do your job. Your job is supposed to be immigration, finding those immigrants that have committed crimes, the ones that are, big time criminals. So far, you've been sending back mostly people with no crimes whatsoever. Absolutely none. And you're just grabbing people and sending people and not even sure what's going on. And that is why this administration is sending home fewer people than Obama. That's right. Trump is doing a worse job than Obama. President Obama was more successful at sending people home than Trump. And he was more successful in sending home people that were criminals than Trump. Imagine that. I wonder why Obama was much more successful at it than Trump. Could it possibly be that he knew what he was doing? That doing it the lawful way is the best way? Huh. I wonder if it's better to do it the lawful, honest way instead of, trying to create chaos, corruption, and scaring the daylights out of people. Because I don't know about you, but I know one thing is for sure. There's a lot of people in a lot of different countries going, I don't need to go to America. I don't need to go there. And like I said on yesterday's show, certain places are suffering, like Las Vegas. Yeah, our room vacancies are way up because Canadians aren't going to come down to this mess. It's down in Florida. It's down everywhere. Yeah, it's down because people don't want to come here because they're scared. They're scared because this is the type of United States that Trump has made this country. We haven't made the United States a beautiful, wonderful, welcoming country. No, we've made it a country that people should be frightened of before they get here. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dre Way coming up next. One thing I can assure you is this midterm election has never been more important. And this midterm election is important because we have to take over the House and Senate to get rid of Trump. Because Trump knows he's going to get impeached, and of course he's going to get impeached. But what's going to happen to the people all around him, they're going to go to trial as well. Yeah, some of them are going to be going to jail as well because they're criminals. They're committing criminal acts. And I'm sure they're going to delve into Trump's family because I'm sure Trump's family is getting payments from Lord knows who. But one thing about money is it leaves a trail. Money always leaves a trail. And you're talking about people that aren't that bright. Let's face facts. Republicans are not the smartest bunch. That's why they're Republicans. I mean, let's face fact. There's no other reason to be a Republican other than the fact that you're just not that smart. If you were, you would know better than to be a racist asshole. And yeah, so what's going to happen? We're going to take over the House. I'm hoping that we're going to take over the Senate. I know we're going to have the House for sure by a wide margin. And we're going to be able to go after and get those people. And believe me, it's not going to be it is going to be extremely hard to get the president's people in to testify because they're going to claim, "Oh, I have immunity from with the president. I don't have to come in." They are literally, for the first time, going to have to send the sheriff out and the police out to take these people and put them in jail and say, "You will stay in jail until you decide to testify. You let us know, but you're going to be in jail." And that's what it's going to take to get actual. The Democrats are going to have to be willing to go the full mile, to not take excuses, to not go, we will use every single remedy that there is to get you to sit here and testify. If you refuse, we will send you to jail. Yeah. And believe me, there's going to be a lot of people that try to, well, I got protection under the president. No, you don't. Get your butt in here. Get your butt in here and testify. If not, you will go to jail and you'll sit in jail for contempt of the House, and you will sit in jail. And there is no pardon for that. You will sit in jail, and they have to be willing to do that. And I want to make sure we elect people that are willing now to go after Republicans and put them in jail. I don't want to say, oh, let's forget about it, starting. No, not from now on. They have to go to jail. That's the deal. I don't want to elect anyone that isn't going to go after Republicans and make them pay for their crimes. I want full accountability. And if you're not willing to do that as a Democrat, I don't want to elect you. I want to elect Democrats that want to go all the way. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for joining me on the Drayway. Don't forget, there's a new Drayway each and every day, Monday through Saturday. And hit the subscribe button. We're going to be talking about the elections, and man, are we going to be talking about what it's going to take over the House. So stick with me, stay here, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you right here on the Drayway. Have a great day, everybody.